Coming home from federal prison after spending almost 5 years locked up was completely overwhelming. It was exciting, but it was also overwhelming. I remember sitting outside on a bench with a friend in prison, and my heart was just super full. I felt sad that I was leaving people I loved, that I'd gotten to know and walked through hard things together, people that were going to be locked up still for years probably, and then so excited to be with my family. I'll share a picture at the end of the video of our family the day that I got to see them the first time when I got out of prison. I only saw my family about once a month or once a year, I wish once a month, when I was in federal prison, because I lived in California and Minnesota and my family lived in Utah, and so it was an expense we couldn't afford. You only get 300 phone minutes a month in federal prison. That's 4 15-minute phone calls a week. So there just wasn't a lot of communication. When my husband picked me up, I remember walking outside and holding his hand for the first time and being completely excited and just overwhelmed. He had to drive me back to Utah, so it was like a 10-hour drive, and I remember my kids and people trying to call me on the phone, and I was so used to just so few phone minutes that it was like I just started panicking. We stopped at a gas station. I couldn't make a decision to pick anything. Everything was so structured and simple in prison. I didn't have to make choices like that. When I got to the halfway house, I remember just sitting in the halfway house and being miserable. I thought, I'd rather be back in prison. And another guy walked up to me and he goes, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I feel so weird." And he said, "You'll be okay. You have a supportive family." And then he looked at me and he goes, "You know what surprised me the most about prison?" And I said, "What's that?" And he said, "That mayonnaise makes everything taste better." And we both started laughing. And that's when I knew I needed to talk to other people that had been through this. And so I started reaching out on social media and kind of sharing my experiences. I remember a guy that came in to the halfway house after spending 20 years locked up, and he said that he had tried to go to the bus and he ran back to the halfway house. He was so scared. And I just remember that connection that we all shared, like talking about these experiences really helped. There were so many beautiful things about coming home and a lot of scary things too. And I'm grateful I've been able to talk about those things and connect with other people.